In the NFL, speed kills. There is no two ways about it. Of course, there have been a number of players over the years who have put together great careers without possessing elite speed, instead relying on technique or scheme. But at the end of the day, it always helps to be faster, and as it stands, we are living in a sort of golden age for speed in the NFL. It seems like every team now has at least one guy that can run a 4.4 40-yard dash, which used to be the gold standard for speed. Let's take a look at the 10 fastest players in the league right now. The natural place to start here is arguably with the overall fastest guy on the entire list, who unsurprisingly is also one of the most talented. That would be Kansas City Chiefs burner wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Hill is ridiculously accomplished on the football field, particularly for how young his NFL career is. 6 years in, he has won a Super Bowl, made 6 consecutive Pro Bowls since entering the league, and he's been named to 4 All-Pro teams. And while his ball skills are excellent, a lot of success must be attributed to the fact that there are few human beings on Earth, let alone in the NFL, that can go step for step with the man known as Cheetah. At West Alabama's Pro Day, he ran a 4.29 40-yard dash and showed elite quickness with a 6.53-second 3-cone drill and a 4.06-second 20-yard shuttle. And when you watch him on the NFL gridiron, that speed is undeniable. Check out this insane touchdown catch he made against the Bucs in 2020.
Pass to Kelsey yet, but Kelsey threw one to him, which fell incomplete, and now you want a deep ball. Here it is. Hill.
Not only does he put his elite speed on display, burning the Bucs defensive backs, but he also makes a great play coming back to the ball to secure the catch almost without breaking a stride. Then somehow he accelerates back up to full speed to burn the defensive backs a second time, which, considering he was facing the opposite end zone when he caught the ball, is absurd. When it comes to speed, Hill has it all: the ability to stop on a dime, get from 0 to 60 in a split second, not to mention the blazing open field speed, as evidenced by NFL Next Gen Stats, which clocked him in at 23.24 miles per hour back in 2016, the fastest mark it has recorded since its inception. Truthfully, Tyreek Hill has track speed, not just football speed. When he was in high school, he was an All-American runner and had a number of accomplishments, including running a sub-10-second wind-assisted 100-meter dash at the 2013 Hutchinson NJCCA Championships. But he is not the only NFL player with track speed. In fact, Marquise Goodwin takes track speed to a whole other level. He won 7 Texas Class 5A state track and field championships while he was at Rowlett High School, and parlayed that, as well as his exploits on the football field, into a scholarship to attend the University of Texas, where he participated on both the football and track teams. He was a 4-time All-American on the track and a 2-time NCAA champion in the long jump, and he even qualified for the 2012 Olympics in London, England. Yes, it was in the long jump, but the man was a legit Olympian. There is no taking that away from him. And it's not like he's any slouch in a sprint. He posted a 4.27-second 40-yard dash, which was even faster than Hill's time. In fact, the two have developed a bit of a speed rivalry over the years, going as far as to call each other out on social media regarding a potential race. It started with Hill making an appearance on First Take, during which he said the following: "If these people really wanted to race me, they would personally message me on Twitter, on Instagram. If they wouldn't go on Twitter and trash talk, then not at me. If you're gonna go on Twitter and talk trash, at least at me, dog. At least at me. Marquise Goodwin, whoever, we can do whatever. Already proved I'm better than you at wide receiver, at wideout. Now I gotta prove to you that I'm faster than you too. That's really going to hurt." Goodwin was none too pleased with Hill's remarks and fired back on Twitter, and he was sure to comply with Hill's request to at him. Unfortunately, at this point, it seems unlikely that we will ever see an official race between these two, but man, would that be electric. Hill has, however, raced one of his Kansas City teammates, Mecole Hardman, who, while appearing to lose this unofficial race, is also one of the fastest players in the league today. And when you watch him on the field, it's clear that he has an extra gear that very few NFL players can even sniff. Check out this play against the Titans, in which Hardman catches a pass over the middle from Mahomes and absolutely turns on the afterburners, blowing past the Tennessee defensive backs.
Blitz. Mahomes jumps in the air and completes it. Look out! Afterburner.
It's almost like he runs faster with pads on and guys chasing him. Speaking of guys that somehow look even faster on the field, how about the only linebacker on this list, the Dallas Cowboys stud rookie Micah Parsons? Parsons ran a ridiculous 4.39 second 40, a preposterous mark considering he is a 250-pound linebacker, and that was once upon a time considered elite for a running back or wide receiver. I would go as far as to suggest that no other defensive player in football can pursue the ball carrier as fast as Parsons. The way he closes in on guys is so fun to watch. When you watch the Cowboys defense play, it seems like every time a tackle is made, number 11 is involved. Watch him run down Patrick Mahomes on this play here.
Hats off to them. Mahomes under pressure. Parsons knocked it out.
Mahomes is one of the more athletic, faster quarterbacks in the league, but Parsons' closing speed is simply too much for him to outrun. On the subject of fast quarterbacks, how about a guy who, like Parsons, is flat out fast without any positional qualifiers? The former NFL MVP, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Jackson has now recorded 2 1,000-yard rushing seasons in the 2 years that he has played at least 15 games, something that sounds absurd when talking about a QB, but his athleticism is truly that elite. Although he declined to run the 40-yard dash ahead of the 2018 NFL Draft as a deter any boneheaded NFL general managers that had their eye on converting him to a wide receiver, it's reported that he clocked in at 4.3440 at Louisville in 2017. And when you watch him run with the ball in his hands, that 4.34 time is beyond believable. Lamar breaks off long runs like nobody's business. Check out this touchdown he scored against the Washington football team a couple of years back.
Went and Kerrigan on the sideline for this third down.
3rd and 4. Jackson keeps it himself up the middle. He's got room. Lamar Jackson.
We're used to seeing those RPO-type plays turn into 5, 10-yard quarterback runs if all goes well. But with Lamar, anything is on the table. The man possesses game-breaking speed, the kind you would typically see from a wide receiver, like DK Metcalf, who despite being built like a linebacker, has proven to be one of the fastest wide receivers and really players in football today, something that ironically he put on display in 2020 while making an iconic defensive play running down Cardinals defensive back Budda Baker on an interception return. It's hard enough to keep pace with a defensive back as is, but Baker had a 15-yard head start on Metcalf. The fact that he ran 115 yards to track him down and save a touchdown is ridiculous. But I guess that's what happens when you can reach a top speed of just under 23 miles per hour. Even Budda was shocked and impressed, saying after the game via the Seahawks team website, "I was running and the next thing you know, I see Big 14 coming after me. He got me. That's the first time I've ever been hawked in my entire life." Well, Budda, there's a first time for everything, including having 6'4", 235-pound wide receivers that can somehow run 4.33 40-yard dashes. DK is actually part of an exciting young crop of NFL wide receivers that possess elite speed. The position is in good hands with guys like Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase out there. Chase posted a relatively modest 40 time ahead of the draft at 4.38 seconds, but let's be honest, if you watch Chase play on Sundays, there is no denying that he's in the top 1% of NFL speedsters. Check out this ridiculous touchdown he scored against the Chiefs, during which NFL Next Gen Stats clocked him in at 21.74 miles per hour. I mean, this looks like a Tyreek Hill highlight. Chase catches the ball at his own 40, facing the Cincy end zone, and then proceeds to blow past the entire Kansas City defense, including all 7 Chiefs defenders that are within striking distance of him when he initially secures the catch. Simply absurd. And Waddle? Well, he's no slouch either. His last official recorded 40 time was before college, but he reportedly ran a 4.37 at high school camp, something you don't see every day from a high schooler. Not to mention that when he was at Alabama, he and former NFL wide receiver Henry Ruggs, who ran a 4.26 second at his combine, had a little race between them, and boy was it close. Waddle now routinely burns opposing defensive backs and has single-handedly kept the Dolphins' offense relevant despite wildly mediocre quarterback play. Don't be surprised if we see Waddle turn into the next breakout star down in Miami. Speaking of breakout stars, how about Colts running back Jonathan Taylor? He's a must on this list. Taylor ran a 4.39 second 40 at the NFL Combine, but to be honest, he is another one of those guys that looks even faster with pads on. The Colts stars posted 3 of the top 5 fastest ball carrier times in 2021, including the number 1 slot at 22.13 miles per hour, according to NFL Next Gen Stats. That speed, considering his relatively bulky, 230-pound frame, is impressive as hell and undeniable when you watch him. Check out this normal run between the tackles against the New England Patriots, one of the best defenses in the league, that out of nowhere turns into an explosive touchdown run. Taylor emerges from the trenches and turns on the afterburners, and next thing you know, 6 points on the board for Indy. Truly a freak of nature. Last but not least, we would be remiss to finish this list without including Jon Ross, the man whose speed literally could have won him a private island. Ahead of the 2017 NFL Combine, Adidas launched a marketing campaign promising a private island to anyone who broke Chris Johnson's 40-yard dash record, which Ross then proceeded to do, notching a 4.22-second 40, besting Johnson by 0.02 seconds. Unfortunately for the would-be first-round pick, he had inked a deal with Nike and was wearing their cleats during the Combine, which made him ineligible to claim the private island Adidas was promising. I am sure, however, Nike took good care of Ross, as his record-breaking performance gave them a great opportunity to gloat over their corporate rival on social media. And while Ross's performance at the NFL level has been inconsistent, he is still clearly one of the fastest players in the league when healthy. I mean, watch him absolutely burn the 49ers defense on this 4th and 4 play back in 2019. Hopefully, he can stay healthy going forward and put his blazing speed on display on a more regular basis. And that's it for this video. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that by hitting that subscribe button down there. If you liked the video, then hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. And until next time, tune into TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you.